Life's a gamble, take a chance. In the twilight of fortune's dance.
In this episode of Sin City Spin, Drew tells us all the things that are great about daylight savings time. Mental tries to convince us he's conservative, and Slider gives another boring history lecture. This might be the greatest episode of Sin City Spin yet.
Host with voices rich and cool. Share the secrets, break the rules. Martini wisdom flows like gold. Every episode a story told.
Ah, greetings from beautiful Las Vegas, though it is a little stormy lately. You are seeing this on or about March 10th. I'm Drew Masur, and if you don't know who I am, ask your mom. To my right, it's Jason Slider LeDuc. And if you don't know who he is, feel free to ask the most successful neighbor you have. They know. And finally, it's Christian Mental Ward. If you don't know who he is, ask your Uber driver. They won't know either, but it's a lovely way to end a conversation.
Oh, God.
Daylight savings time is Sunday.
It will already have happened by the time they hear this, so you're already an hour behind.
So you already know the one daylight savings time.
That's my favorite team, the who always wins daylight savings time.
I didn't think we'd get an opportunity to do that again.
Yay! Callbacks.
Just because Drew can't think fourth dimensionally.
I'm in the fourth dimension right now.
Which is why he hates daylight savings time.
Who are the winners in daylight savings? What is going on? Look, I am going to wake up and be like, time to start my day. And it's just going to be like 9 o'clock.
Are you going to be late for work? Are you upset? Is your boss going to chastise you?
It messes with my rhythm. Well, look, I got a routine, man. Got a gummy schedule.
I'll tell you who wins daylight savings time.
Who?
Anybody who's out after 5:30 p.m. and it's not pitch freaking dark out. That's who wins. We all win daylight savings time.
Everyone,
right? Anyone who wakes up at 4:30 in the morning for some reason and it's not bright as fuck.
Okay, because if you're waking up at 4:30 and your job doesn't require it, you've already lost.
Oh well, my job did require it today.
Today. But it is not now, and I do. You've talked about you're an early riser, but you're not a 4:30. Okay, because at that point you have to go trade in your Jeep and buy like a soulless Kia Soul and just meet all the old guys at Burger King on base to tell war stories. If you're waking up at 4:30 on purpose,
I'm not sure you understand what an entrepreneur is.
Sometimes
I'm going to go ahead and put those fears to rest. I have no freaking clue what an entrepreneur is.
One time I went to bed at 4:30 in the morning.
all you kids out there who want to be entrepreneurs, just know there's a lot of 4:30 wake up calls, sometimes earlier.
No, I'm down with because we all did it. If you have to get up or you got to do this thing, or I've gotten up at 4:30 to start a road trip, but we're all getting to that age, except for Spanky McJobless over here, where you just wake up at a certain time and you're like, well, crap, I guess I'm awake now. Might as well, you go make some coffee, listen to the news, all that other kind of stuff. And I fought that. I did not adapt to the military culture. I would always sleep in on Saturdays, and now it is finally the point where my brain just randomly goes, hey, it's 5:30. Guess who's up? You. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
So you're one of the winners of daylight savings time.
Boom! Top rope.
Boom. Oh.
Guys, daylight savings time, not that hard. Your phone tells you. Any further comments on daylight savings time?
Because we weren't even going to go with this. We, if you live
we weren't going to go with anything because we never come prepared.
No, that's not. We're not about being prepared. We talked about there was a major television event, which it's funny because and this joke has been made 100 times, but you don't understand this pain.
Is it funny?
If the president used to talk when we all grew up, forget it. You're not watching Battlestar Galactica. You're not watching any of those shows because he's on all channels.
Got you're so mad as a kid.
So mad. stupid.
We interrupt this
president.
program to bring you the evening news. President of the United States of America. Blah, blah, blah. Here's crap you don't care about. Blah, blah.
Dukes of Hazzard. This sucks. Yeah, exactly.
Then your parents started drinking. You don't know why.
So nowadays, I just go straight to, like one of the, John Oliver or John Stewart, one of the Johns, and have them wrap it up for me. But there were some things that happened. You're watching this on Monday. You're not getting your news from us, and if you do, you've lost daylight savings time.
You have lost all sanity if you're getting your news from us. You have lost the bubble on life.
Yes.
You may as well start getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
You really should. And just go to the Burger King and tell war stories and then go clog up the pharmacy. But it's
I made a difference today.
Well, so let's talk about that. Okay. Did you make a difference?
Yeah,
Yes. I used printer paper. I tore down the Amazon forest, and then I used a Sharpie. I smelled it a few too many times. Took a few puffs off my pen, and then I thought I was very clever.
Because there was this major television event. The greatest event in television history.
It's unbelievable.
If you know the reference, you know.
It actually was. It was, in fact, the longest one on record, like just a hair under an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah. It was huge.
A whisker.
Whisper.
And
a careless whisper.
Nothing in the main event was surprising.
No. It was an hour and 40 minute rerun.
But what was surprising in the gallery on the left side of the aisle, do it again, Drew. Do it. You had a number of Democrats doing,
and if you
this.
get that reference, and it's not the major television, if you get that reference, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
Abby Normal. Someone
in
out
the
there
comments.
Get it.
Don't text us,
Jacques.
Come on, Jacques. Yeah, I know you'll get it. Put it in the comments. Be like, I know.
So they're holding up these signs, and honest question for you guys. We've been having a lot of fun since before the credits rolled. Honest question. A, who do you think was the audience for this? And two, do you think they reached them?
The audience and we've gotten so polarized, the middle is being left out of the conversation. Their audience were the people that put them there, and and did they get through to them? Sure. Absolutely. Their constituents that put them in that office were like, oh, see, look, they're not just rolling over. They're trying to make a difference. I will say out of, all of them, the only one that had any sort of, intestinal fortitude was Green. And I'm not sure I agreed with them.
The guy that got censured?
Yeah. This is why I get so depressed about so much of this stuff is it's not that I agree or disagree with everything and I agree or disagree with everything. It's we used to be able to have conversations. We used to be able to disagree.
Discourse.
Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan used to have dinner together, and they were political opponents and polar opposites, and they could still be friendly. I got stuck behind a truck today, and it was, it was an angry Jeep with the angry Jeep grill, which is, and then you've got these ridiculous tires on it that have never been off road, and all the, you see that 1 out of 3 Biden supporters is as dumb as the other 2.
Daylight savings time.
Daylight savings. All right, that one I actually would have bought. I would have
coexist.
It just, they're just recreating an echo chamber, and we're gone. We're never going to be able to go back to having civil discourse about politics.
So let me ask a follow-up question.
I didn't answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Very quickly. I think it was exactly this. I think it was, the YouTubes, the TikToks, someone looking to go viral, someone to hold up, a thing that said fake news, or I think that's what it was. It was a comment section.
Jacques.
It was a national comment section with them holding up comments on lollipop sticks.
So the audience
That's actually a good take.
That was the
audience was progressives, right? however they are reached, whether you're watching on TV,
I'm not even going to say the audience was progressive. I'm going to say the audience was their constituents, not even the broader concept. They're not reaching anyone new. There's no one watching that saw them hold up a stick and went, huh.
And that's my
maybe
question.
I should be more interested in what they're doing.
And that's my question is, if you are the minority party in the House of Representatives and the Senate right now, and you would like to not be in the minority party, sorry for the nerdy political stuff, guys. We're going to get through this real quick. I got to find one later. Do you think that's the audience they need to be talking to? And is this the way to do it?
Yeah. Anyway, and this is the beef with the speech itself. You're talking to the same people that elected you. Okay, got it. And give them an acknowledgement. For God's sakes, man, start trying to reach out to someone who's not. It's sales. It's politics. You're trying to convince other people of this. Stop trying to convince people that are already on your side to do the thing that they already did.
Politics is messy, and at the end of the day,
it's not supposed to be.
Fair.
I think James Madison would disagree.
Politics is messy, and at the end of the day, the only message anyone seems to have out there is we're not them. That's it. Whatever side you're on. I'm not that guy. I'm not that girl. I'm not this one. I'm not that one.
And this is my thing. So, hour and 40 minutes. In that, Biden was mentioned by name 12 times and referred to another 4. You guys remember them?
It's Lamar and Drake.
It's not that.
It's not that.
You know the phrase "living rent free inside someone's head."
Well, and it's even and that's where I'm going with this one is, and let's not forget the fact that he was a Democrat until Obama was elected. But you know that guy that would break up with his girl, and then you'd go out drinking, and all they would talk about is all night is everything that girl did wrong and da 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 da.
Because she was a bitch,
and then you just didn't want to hang out with him anymore. That's what this is. And we got it. You didn't like him. Most of the country didn't like him. That's why they didn't get elected again. You won. Stop talking about your crazy ex, and talk about your crazy new girl, Elon. But yeah,
no notes. I mean, that's
great. Woo! And for those of you still listening.
And before you start, if you've just gotten here and you don't know us, let me throw this out here now. No, I'm not one of those little whiny, godless liberals. No, I am a conservative. I'm old school. I'm Ronald Reagan, okay? Conservative. I am John McCain conservative. The government's job is to fight wars and tote the mail. I just don't like this. Everybody stop being babies.
I'm going to go back. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back over the last however many episodes we've done, and I'm going to do a super cut of you saying, I am not one of those, I'm a conservative. And then I'm going to go find every liberal position you have advocated for on this podcast. I'm going to make a super cut of that. And that'll be a bonus episode all by itself.
Oh, fair. I cannot. We're going to watch. I'll have a watch party with you for that.
I mean, if you really wanted to help, you could help me edit it.
No.
Do you want that? Do you really want? He's whining about daylight savings, screwing them all up, and you want him editing?
He's whining about his phone telling him that the clock has changed. It's not even like you can do it yourself anymore.
The phone doesn't have the authority to tell me what time it is. It can only suggest what time it is.
Time is not real.
I'm the department head.
All right. So there are persuadable people out there. I suggest whoever you are, focus on a message that will resonate with them and start listening to them.
And hi, I'm one of those persuadable people. All of you quit acting like teenagers.
Hold up your sign one more time so we can be done with this.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
This is not abnormal. but I think I like it.
Sergeant at Arms just threw your shit out.
Moving on. Do
you have something? Or
of course I do.
Of course you do.
You guys remember the Berlin Wall?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Actually, if you're old enough to remember the president taking over all 3 channels, you remember the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
That's an excellent.
Mr. Gorbachev, take down this wall.
So for those of you who don't know or aren't old enough to know or just somehow missed it. The Berlin Wall was something that the East Germans put up in 1961. It started out as like razor wire fences and then became a full-blown wall in the years after that. And the reason they put that up is because after World War II, let's set the Wayback Machine. We're going back after World War II. And Germany,
Long, long ago.
you may remember they were one of the combatants in World War II. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Germany
had a role.
lost, and Germany was divided into 4 sections: an American section, a British section, a French section, and a Russian section. And then over the next decade or so, it all kind of morphed. All the Allied sections kind of morphed into one Western section.
Right.
Berlin is not in the middle of Germany. It's actually in the eastern part of Germany. So Berlin was also divided into 4 sectors. So because
Go watch Atomic Blonde. This all makes sense.
Yes.
because the western part of Germany and the western sectors of Berlin were associated with the Allies, they embraced capitalism and free market economies and liberal democratic
The good
ideals
guy.
and democracy, et cetera, et cetera. And they
Western
became
values.
very prosperous by the early 1960s.
Hmm.
Now, the East Germany and East Berlin did the opposite. And so they were not as prosperous. But before the Berlin Wall, you could just go back and forth between East and West Berlin. And people had families. They would go across and visit their families and all that kind of good stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, what was happening was by 1961, the East Germans living in East Berlin started to say, it sucks here. So they just kind of started walking over to West Berlin
You know what?
and not coming back.
You know what's awesome about West Berlin? You don't wait in line for bread.
You know what's awesome in West Berlin? Bread. So they would go over to West Berlin and just kind of not come back.
Yeah.
And so all their workers were leaving. And if you know anything about communism, you kind of need workers. So they put up this wall to keep people in. Yes, walls can keep people in too. So they put up this wall because life in East Berlin sucked.
Oh, that may
So,
have been the funniest thing
two
you have ever
functions.
you have
Keep
ever
people
said on
in
the show.
and keep people out.
Oh, that was so excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So keeping their
That's
workers.
the history lesson. You guys were in the Air Force a couple of years before me. I never made it to Berlin. Did you guys ever get to see the Berlin Wall?
I did not in Berlin. I was stationed at United States Air Force at headquarters Europe, USAFE, and they had pieces.
Ramstein.
Absolutely, Ramstein Air Force Base. They had pieces of the wall on display in front of USAFE headquarters.
Mhm.
I have a piece of the wall. It's in my Stein that I got as my going away from Ramstein. And I went to Berlin and partied there for the weekend.
Okay.
I went to Checkpoint Charlie.
So you've seen it, and you've seen pieces of it, and I've seen pieces of it. But did you know, right here in Las Vegas, there's a piece of the Berlin Wall we can go see anytime we want?
Say it's not so.
You are always a fountain of useful knowledge.
Yeah.
You want to go look at the wall?
Where do you think our piece of the Berlin Wall is?
The Luxor.
Close. Close conceptually, not close geographically. Although nothing in Vegas is very far from anything else.
Well, yeah. So I want to.
Do you want a hint?
I want to say if you said conceptually, it's going to be the Cosmopolitan, but I figure I would have found it by now. So
As that would actually be really cool for the Cosmopolitan.
It
I don't.
totally
There,
would be
there
cool
may
for
be
the
a piece of the wall
Cosmopolitan.
there. That's not the one I know about.
Uh-huh.
So, if you go to fabulous downtown Las Vegas,
which
one of our
we
places
should
to go,
all do.
Yes.
and like what we should do sometime is we should go do a Circa or Legacy Club night.
Totes.
And we should stop and see the piece of the Berlin Wall that is in the Main Street Station Casino in downtown, in the men's room that the urinals are hung up on.
That and the Main Street Casino gets overlooked. They also have a gorgeous stained glass ceiling in there. That is a beautiful casino because it's not on Fremont. It's a block off.
It's on Main.
The Doy. Yeah. But so is the Plaza, and it's the end of Fremont. But it is downtown in the original Old Vegas. Yeah,
The,
and
the
Main-
plaza is 1 Fremont Street.
Yeah. Yes. No, I did. That is a great idea. Yeah.
So
I
we
have
can
to
go down
add
and-
that in my list of Vegas things to do for when people come to
we
my
can
work out of town.
Go down and
Pee
we
on
can
the Berlin Wall.
Well, you can't pee. Well, I mean, you can. I'm not going to. I will pee in the urinal, but the urinals are up against the piece of the Berlin Wall.
I'm totally peeing on the Berlin Wall. That's what I think of commies.
We could
throw that in your super cut.
We could fill up my stein and take turns drinking and being.
Leave it to you guys. Leave it to you guys to turn something as beautiful as Berlin Wall urinals. Leave it to you to turn that tawdry.
Look, the Berlin Wall is fantastic and beautiful. When, oh god dang it, I can't think of his name. The Baywatch guy,
Hasselhoff.
The
Hasselhoff. Yeah,
I've lost his name. When the Hoff,
Hoff.
when the Hoff was up there singing freedom.
Absolutely, yes.
So we need to.
Absolutely.
We need to have a downtown night.
Have you seen the Berlin Wall urinals? Let us know. That's a good one.
Put it
Did
in
you
the
call
comments.
them urinals? Because that was beautiful. A murial urinal? Urinals? Did you just make up a word? I think you did.
I think you just made up a word thinking I made
heard
up a word.
it. I'm in the fourth
heard
dimension.
it. You should copyright that.
Urinals. Copyright
Urinals.
today.
25 cents every time somebody else says it.
Cha-ching.
That's a good one. Oh.
Say it one more time.
Urinals.
Cha-ching. One more time.
No.
We're
already over budget.
That's all I got.
This is a piece of interesting news that I was not aware of, but for well over 10 years, Nevada has a shortage of state troopers. Currently, we are manned as state troopers at 47%. They are allocated to have 393 by the state budget. They only have 247, and it is getting to be deadly. Just in January last month, they had a broken down bus on an exit lane. In 1 hour and 44 minutes from the time it was reported until a state trooper could respond, and unfortunately someone hit it and died. And that's not the state trooper's fault because they were responding to other calls. And any given night, there are as few as 2 state patrolmen in Las Vegas, the most populous city in here. There are 12 stations that are manned at 50% or below of the 26, and there are 4 that have no manning because they can't get enough state troopers in there. And our state legislature only meets every few years for 120 days. They brought this up. They gave them raises in 2017 or in 2019, and it's all being eat up by mandatory contributions to the retirement. So now they are making less than $47,000 a year take home for a starting state trooper, and they're all going to go to local police departments because the local, like the crappiest local police department pays at least, the national average is $2 more than a state trooper, and I feel like a state trooper should be making a lot more money than that.
You want to be a state trooper, Drew? Then you could. Then you'd have a reason to complain about daylight savings time.
I'm not going to lie. What I know about state troopers came from watching Me, Myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey.
Other side of the country, but clearly that works.
So jurisdictionally, I mean, they're not highway patrol. They're not local.
Oh no, they are. They are highway.
That's what they are.
That's their function. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they, like in certain states, they do have like greater authority if it's a cross county type deal, depending on what.
I feel like people are pulled over here all the time, though.
Oh, pulled over, yes, but not usually by the state patrol. The local guys are doing that. But it's a crisis, and there's no relief on the horizon because they've only got 120 days of legislative session to address it, and they're not gonna. Yeah, it's brutal.
Politics sucks. It's so goofy.
Here's the biggest shock: is
they should address that right now.
Meow.
Yes.
Double reference.
The heaviest foot guy here on this. I can't believe I'm arguing for more state troopers. 10 years ago, yeah, woo, I would go as fast as I want. And no, I'd really kind of like my highways to be a little safer.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a job, and there's a lot of government employees that are.
State trooper.
I'm telling you, Drew.
Right, meow.
Could get that job. You'd have a reason to complain about daylight savings time.
I have so many reasons to complain about daylight savings time. I don't need a job for that.
You really don't.
You really, really don't. You think you do.
My concerns are valid.
No.
You should hold up your. Oh wait.
But speaking of holding up signs and things that people think are valid, you brought us something, and I'm more than a little disturbed.
Are you even maxing, bro?
I apparently am absolutely not maxing.
So yeah, there's a pretty big trend these days of young men wanting to get that chiseled jaw. And if you're needing a frame of reference, it should be up on the screen. Or think Henry Cavill and Superman, with the.
Well, and we'll have a link to this Men's Health article in our show notes.
Or you can just see how awesome I look. So maxing, this looks maxing is a bunch of young men doing exercises, chewing gum, things like that, to get these super strong jaw muscles. Some have even gone so far as to do chin implants and things like that. And I mean,
if you're getting a chin implant, you're not winning daylight savings time.
Look, when I was a kid, you got made fun of for having the wrong shoes. No one came up and went, your face is wrong. If it could be just wider here and narrower there, maybe with a gauged ear, then you'd be fly.
I'm curious who gave them the idea that chewing gum is going to help them.
The best marketing executive ever. We have the worst gum in the world. It's so hard. Men need strong jaws.
Is there one division left of Hubba Bubba? Like, are they for those of you under 30? Hubba Bubba was really popular gum in the 80s.
I feel like a better one would be like a spinoff of Big League Chew.
Yeah, we also would have accepted Big League Chew.
Just but saliva, and then rock.
Is there like one division of Hubba Bubba hanging on? Like, guys, we got to come up with that thing that's going to get people chewing gum again.
Seriously, someone get me Henry Cahill on the phone right now. We've got an advertising campaign.
It's part of the new trend now of it's not just okay. You can't just live in the right spot, go to the right school, wear the right stuff, have the right connections. Now your body's got to be fitted the right way. I mean, I think that's really what's happening now is we're just taking these trends to the next level.
Well, and I'm kind of like, says who? In the hundreds of times that I've been rejected by ladies, not once did they ever say, hey, your jaw, it's just so feminine.
The worst part is every time it happens, his wife laughs at him. That's really the worst part.
I'm not even sure how I would respond if she was just like, your jaw is so unmaxy. Like, I'd be like, my jaw is strong enough to nom my gums.
Guys, I understand you want to look good for the ladies. Look, take the X out of max, as in Generation X, and just stop caring about anything.
That
you will be so much. I mean, you won't be happier.
No, but nihilism is attractive.
Yeah, just
stop
caring. Nothing matters.
Yeah, I'll throw this out there just to be in another non-existent portion of our audience. You know how to make women, or in that case, anyone you're trying to pick up, not give a shit about your jawline. Own a fucking Porsche,
or get lots of money.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
or be nice and kind and listen to people and a good supportive partner.
You're in timeout.
Also, the Porsche works.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can get a Porsche for not that much money, but to keep a Porsche running,
I can always get a Porsche. I've gotten lots of Porsches for not.
But to keep
money.
That Porsche running is a serious investment in time and cash.
And that brings out the ladies, does it?
Nothing brings out the ladies like a car that's always in the shop.
Exactly. Do you have something that demands a lot of your time and money and is not me? Awesome sauce.
Of course, it might also strengthen your jaw because you spend so much time driving around going, oh, what is that noise now? I just paid a bunch of money to get this stupid thing.
I just have to wear things in my mouth to stop from jawing.
It'll work better than gum.
Yeah, that's true. See, that's why you're not into that. You have maxed your jaw, bro. You have overmaxed your jaw, bro. You gotta go see a physical therapist about how much you've maxed your jaw.
Now it clicks because I'm awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And And that's the title
Here's-
of this episode.
here's
now.
what's
My
gonna
jaw
happen.
clicks because I'm awesome.
Here's what's going to happen. Do you remember when women, mostly women, but everybody was doing the big lips and bigger and duck lips?
Remember,
And then it was just, and then they were
Wait.
just,
let me show you my
they were
Instagram.
they were just ridiculous.
Oh,
That's what's going
absolutely.
to happen. This is going to go on for like 5 years. And then some kid's going to come up 15 and be like, I've been chewing gum a pack a day since I was 6. And he's going to have jaws out there.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
He's going to
stop
look like a praying mantis.
No,
and
because
we're gonna
you
all,
can only go so far with gum. You need to start chewing things like tires.
yeah.
They will.
You need to get
They
yourself.
ate Tide
You
Pods.
need to get one of the, You need to get yourself one of those elastic bands, like Harry Reid almost killed himself with a couple of years ago.
Oh my God.
And do that, because then you get your jaw like. Then we can be like, "Good job, American Dad."
I'm gonna chew
Oh.
Don't sue us, Seth MacFarlane.
Or come on the show. If you're going to
Oh.
sue us, at least come in person and announce it. It'll be our most watched show ever.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh.
2 people will watch.
Someday, when 9 jillion people watch this because they
Or
realize our
9.
brilliance,
Really, just 9 people watch this.
they are. They're gonna look back in time once our brilliance is recognized by the world. They're gonna go look at this and be like, "Do you know what they had when they had 4 listeners?"
Yeah, exactly. And then they're going to say, but I can't listen anymore because their jaws are too feminine.
Yep.
Oh.
Amanda and Jacques can say they were there in the beginning,
Ah.
pre-jaw.
Preach.
Having comments that they won't put in the comments.
Oh, goodness. Oh,
Won't
wow.
read them anyway.
I feel like this has actually been one of our more productive shows.
Yeah, I agree.
So it really
I-
wasn't abnormal
It's not
at
that
all.
we're not prepared. It's that our process is super organic.
It's that we refuse to prepare.
Well, huh?
I mean,
Shit.
refuse implies actually putting some kind of consideration into it.
All right. Yep. No. Yep. I'm extra salty and you are on target. Oh, all right.
Nope, too easy.
Yeah. You have thoughts for our closing.
Put them up on the screen.
Oh, all right. You're going to make me do that. Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna know what I think if you don't put it up on the teleprompter
Well,
for me.
I was
don't
editing.
like-
I was
Or
editing
were
it.
you asking like, did I have anything else?
No. I was
No. It's a great episode.
And
if
my
you-
thought bubbles are done.
And if you don't think this was a great episode, tell us why.
Do not text our personal accounts. Put it in the
If you have
comments.
our personal numbers, for God's sakes, just do it to the friggin' socials, man.
That way the algorithm will find our brilliance.
Thank you. Right?
Thanks for joining us. If you want to disagree or agree, correct our math, or make suggestions for the sign Drew should hold up next week, or find out where the good tacos are, drop us a line at sincityspin.podcast@gmail.com. Call or text us. And
Don't-
by
don't.
us, I mean Drew.
Don't call. Just don't call.
I'm not answering.
All right, I'm going to read the number anyway, but don't bother. 702-721-7328.
Oh, they can totally text it. Yeah.
Say like in we're on Facebook.
Where I was typing was say like if you've got a comment that you've been posting in a social media chat with a group of friends, maybe you post it on this.
Jock.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Sin City Spin on Facebook. Sin.city.spin on Insta. Something similar on Reddit. The thing formerly known as Twitter. That's all we have.
No, we are also now on Spotify and iTunes.
Dun dun dun.
Sin City Spin on Spotify. Sin City Spin on Apple Podcasts.
Like and follow.
Is that all we have?
For now.
I'm kind of nervous to say it.
Text, don't call.
That's all we have. I paused for you.
You did.
Stay safe. Hopefully luck will be your lady. But if you wind up broke, I hope you have a swinging time.